Gio, obviously a difficult weekend for you. How have you gone about lifting the mood this week? What's been the approach here at the training ground between yourself and the players?
Well, of course, we analyzed the game. How the game was played. I think we created a lot of chances. I think the most chances we created in an away game this season, but weren't clinical enough to when we got those chances. And of course, the 2 goals we conceded cannot happen when you play at this level. The way we conceded both goals. So if you see stats-wise, you want every game like this because you have like 70% the ball, you create so many chances, but you have to make sure the chances you create, you score. And that we didn't do that first half an hour because it made it more difficult when we conceded a goal. And the second half, the way we conceded, from a throw-in, the second goal made it more difficult for us. Still, we scored a 2-1, but in the end, couldn't score the equalizer. So that was very disappointing. So that's what we analyzed, and now we have to step up again tomorrow for another big game.
You know how Glasgow works. There seems to be a feel around the place at the moment. There's a lack of belief in the group. I think a lot of fans don't feel convinced that the team can lift themselves and close that gap. What would you say to that to convince them you can?
Well, I think I only need to. We are, convincing, for ourselves. I mean, of course we have the belief. It doesn't mean that you're losing games. You don't have the belief because the first half an hour I saw a lot of belief and a lot of desire to go forward and to score goals. That was obvious for everyone to see, but the result was very disappointing. Still a long way to go. We made it more difficult for ourselves to lose points already for the second time in the last couple of weeks. So we have to change that because we need to get the points every game now.
Do you feel, or do you accept that you cannot afford to slip up this week before the break because a break gives time for everyone to stew, maybe make changes?
Well, I mean, it's very important to get the 2 wins. That's normal, and then we have a break for 5 weeks. So hopefully, we used. I know we will use the break as well to get some players back, and to be stronger when we continue our league after the World Cup.
Given the way Celtic are playing at the moment, Gio, is it realistic to think that Rangers can come back and win the league?
Well, why not? I mean, it's at this moment. Anything can change in football. We saw that also last season. Where we had a 6-point gap. And it changes in the end of the season. So, it's football. You have difficult moments in over the period of a season, and you have to come out of it as quickly as possible and get points. But there are a lot of games to be played, a lot of points to be won, but I think the most important is for us to change the tomorrow with winning the game.
It's an awkward topic, but there is a growing feeling amongst the fans that there's time for a change now, management change. Are you aware of that, and how do you feel about that?
Well, it's hardly not to be aware of it. I don't live in a basement, so it's for me. It's obviously it's for everyone to see, for myself as well. The only thing is I can focus on my performance, with the team, and to focus on winning games. That's all that matters. I know how it works in football. I'm 47. I've been here for many years to know how it works. So for me, that's not a problem at all.
Can you turn it around?
Of course I can turn it around. Well, otherwise I'm not sitting here.
Because of that, are these next 2 games all the more critical in terms of showing that you can turn around, getting to the break with these 2 games won, in terms of giving you the time that you want?
I mean, my job is to win games, and for no manager is safe if he's not winning games. So that's why should it be different for me? And all I focus on is winning tomorrow, and that's for me at this moment, the most important thing. And then we look to the weekend.
I wonder as well, because you've not even been in the job for a year, and yet you can point to a European final, you can point to a Scottish Cup, you can point to qualifying for the Champions League. Do you feel that you should have credit in the bank, so to speak?
Well, I'm not the one who does the pointing. I'm just the one who is doing his job. And as you said, reaching a final in Europe, there's so many positive things, but also negative things. We cannot avoid that topic because it's there. It's what I've achieved together with my team for the last year. So I don't think that's I don't have to add something to that.
And then it's the speed of it as well. I'm interested in your opinion of what you think has gone wrong so quickly, because at the end of August you were playing well, you'd beaten PSV, but I think in your last 15 games you've lost 8, albeit against some very good European teams. But just in that kind of last, I don't know, month and 10 days, things seems to have changed. Can you analyse why?
Well, I mean, first of all, you analyze every game by itself, but 6 games in Champions League, where we've seen the level is too big, to get a result, because we had 6 defeats. That's one thing, there's already 6 defeats, and I think we're also, missing a lot of key players in the last months, and getting injured. So that's also difficult for us to cope with. But then again, tomorrow again we have a starting lineup. We miss a lot of players, but we still have to go out and to win the game, because that's expected from us.
Yeah, you mentioned good afternoon, Giovanni. You mentioned injuries. I wondered if you could get an update on Fashion Sakala, first of all. Alex Lowry was missing at the weekend. Is he back? And a general update who is available and who isn't tomorrow?
Alex is not in the squad. He is fit to play, but he's not in the squad. Fashion, we had a scan on him yesterday, so he had a minor muscle injury, so he will be out for I think a week, which will rule him out for the last 2 games. But he will be back after the World Cup for sure.
Good afternoon, Giovanni. At the weekend, you spoke about a lack of quality in the last third, and that was what really cost you. The team got into good positions, but unfortunately couldn't make that count. How do you go about changing that in such a short space of time between Sunday and Wednesday and the weekend?
Well, focusing on the area where we were the same on Sunday, close to the box, around the box. I think we will have those moments again tomorrow. And but we've done so many good times, the crosses, the runs, and Sunday we just lacked the timing of the runs, the right passes, so which was really difficult. But just keep focusing on the same, because we will again create a lot of chances tomorrow, but we have to make sure we convert those chances into goals. And the chances we created on Sunday, we only scored once out of it, so that's way too less.
Good afternoon, Giovanni. You mentioned that you can turn this around and you understand the reaction being it's football. Can you tell us how you turn that around, get the fans' confidence back on? Do you need new players? Do you need players to return from injury? Is it combined of things? Can you give us a kind of idea of how you feel about that?
Well, the only thing that will help us always is wins. Wins is the most important thing, and how we win, at this moment, it's not important as long as we win, and that's always the best thing to have when you're in difficult moments like we are at the moment. So, for me, it's all about the wins, because with wins also comes the confidence. And when you have more confidence, you will play better. The more players we get back, the stronger we are as a team. So it's all, a domino effect. But the win is the most important.
Giovanni, you said obviously that you believe you can turn this around, that you can win the league. Do you look around the dressing room and see the same in the players' eyes? Do you think that they're on the same page with you and they've still got the belief they can do it? Yeah, for sure. I mean, the players were all devastated after the game, because of how the game went, about the chances we created, the manner, especially the manner we conceded the 2 goals, which I think could be avoided quite easily. So they have the same feeling as I did, and so now it's our job now to do better tomorrow in creating as much chances, but be more clinical and make sure we are defensively
much stronger than we were on Sunday, because I think they created, they created actually a couple of chances, but I think especially with the goals, we should have avoided them.
Because you're missing 9 senior players, a lot of players could be out. Have the board spoke to you about your position, and has that been part of the discussion, that they understand that is a factor behind the results?
Well, I speak with Ross every day. They haven't discussed my position at all. I mean, of course, we are all we know how the situation is. How that we need to have wins, and that's all that matters at the moment. But I didn't get any timeline or you have to do this else. No, not. I didn't have any discussions about that with the board.
You mentioned how things are going, and you're aware of speculation surrounding the managerial position. I just wonder, is this the toughest you've faced in your managerial career in terms of the pressure, in terms of the experience at the moment?
Well, tough. I think my situation is nowhere tough if you compare with the situation of other people right now in this moment in the world. It's not about tough. It's difficult. So I had more difficult moments when I was at Feyenoord. I had difficult moments when I was a player, but it's the same in life. You have positive, you have negatives. I mean, that's all of us. The only thing when you have a bad moment, you have to work hard. You have to work hard, because at those moments you will have to show your character and keep going, and that's what I'm doing right now.
You've seen after the match at McDermott Park, some fans were unhappy as the players were leaving the stadium as well. I just wonder how that makes you feel as the manager. What would be your message to them?
Well, it's for me. It's just it shows you what kind of moment we are. It's difficult when you are doing all you can to bring success to a club and you don't bring it, or at least at the moment, and then success. I mean, with wins. That's very disappointing, because you don't want to disappoint any people or anything what you love. I love Rangers. I love this club. I love everything this club embodied. But to be not able to get the wins, it's first of all quite disappointing for me, to disappoint my fans, to disappoint my players. Everyone involved with Rangers. That's not a nice feeling to have. So I'm trying to reverse that feeling.
Giovanni, for the game tomorrow, is it a case of all or nothing, 3 points, and that's it?
Well, for us. It's about all. We have to win this game. I think that's very important for all of us, and that's all we think of. And that's that's the only thing we can do at the moment.
Are you expecting a big challenge from Hearts in the game tomorrow, considering they've started to pick up form recently?
Yeah, well, they had an impressive win on the weekend, where they won with 10 men after a difficult result in Europe. Difficult trip, but also they feel the games when you were in Europe, but they're performing really well. They're fourth now in the league, so we had always had difficult games against them, good results, but they always give you a very tough match, and that will be the same tomorrow.
Gio, could I just ask you about Alex Lowry? He said he's not in the squad. You just get some thinking behind that.
Well, I can only pick 20, It's very simple.
Yeah, maybe it surprises some fans that he also made an impact at the end of last season, coming back from injury. They were maybe expecting him to be.
I hope he will be back soon, because it's a long time ago last season. So he's been out for how many months? So for me, it's just a case to see the players I have, the players I will need. And that's all I think about. And every player who's in the 20 squad at the moment deserves to be in that squad.